But Griffin Colapinto up against Owen Wright in this first heat of the morning, and the heat is on. And there is a spot in the round of 16 up for grabs here. So many big heats for you to look forward to today as we look down the line. Griffin is eyeing off this first wave of the set. Let's see what the 23-year-old can do. Drops to, well, doesn't drop to the bottom. Actually stays high on this face to gather some speed. Attacks the section. And he gets a little tangled up in the lip. Can't ride out. Owen on the outside. Will he swoop on this next ride? Well, Owen's going to pass up this one as well with priority. So Griffin's going to get another shot to put a score on the board here. Just to throw away 0.83 on that first wave. This wave already kind of gets past that bowl section without really providing the scoring opportunity. Owen hasn't put a score on the board, and he's really out there ready for the exchange, Griffin. So he's had the warm-up waves already in a way. And he's having a look at another one here. He's going to kick out of this one. Yeah, he's going to load up and really dig into that first turn. Again, goes a little high on the lip. It's just a different kind of wave with a different kind of characteristic, Bells. And Griff just trying the fin throw early on there. He did the same thing actually over at Winky the other day and kind of lost his footing. So, and it looks like he's going to swoop on this one. He has quarterfinaled here 5 times in the past. Hasn't been at the semis before. This would be a good year to do it for him because he's way down the back end of the ratings. Great turn to get started. Doesn't waste that first section on the bowl, but this wave shuts down and he cuts that turn under the lip. Didn't have a whole lot of options there.
You know, here's Owen too on that replay. Look, that first turn sets it up so well, Ronnie. It just took a little bit too long to get around the section. This is the thing about the backhand. You've got to look over your shoulder all the time at Bells. You've got to stay just ahead of the whole thing. And he just had to tuck under. It would have got smashed going for the lip.
Yeah, just under 17 minutes to go, and Griffin's going to have the big edge now.
Griffin's going sideways out here. Has a lot of promise to it. It's a good size wave, and he is going for it, Ronnie.
Well, I mentioned he got the turn of the warm-up session. Let's see if he can lay it down again for us. Attacks the lip. This time gets it right. Solid start. High impact move to kick things off here on wave number 5. For the man who has been making a monster climb up the leaderboard thanks to that big victory in Portugal, and strings together a couple of solid turns to finish and did so well on a tricky section at the end there to stay on his feet.
There was a lot of bump and a lot of chop, and he had to do that quickly, and that all could have come undone so easily, but Griffin hung on by his toenails. Competitor at his home break. Bang. So he gets one huge move on the bowl. This wave, as it goes past the bowl, looked for a while it was going to go off the bowl, but you know what? It still maintained a bit of body through this section, and he gets a couple of quick moves in right at the end here. Right there, and then how quickly he has to go back up in the lip and handles that so well. And wow. That took a lot of skill.
That was masterful at the end of that ride. But this turn is where the points are going to come. Griffin exploding through the lip. You can't afford to be light-footed at this location. You have to really dictate terms to those bigger sections if you're going to get out in front of it. And he did so well. This section was just doing its best to knock him off his feet, and he hung on.
He really hung on there. He hung on by his toes. I mean, that was amazing, and he knew he had to, so there was a bit of desperation there.
Just under 15 minutes to go here. Owen with priority once again and sizing this wave up, and he's going to go. Let's see if he can get right through to the inside on this one. Nice backhand jam to get started. Always kicks that tail beautifully. A change up in the approach this time. Going to the carve. Swifter on the rail this time as he drives up into the lip one more time. Did well to fit that last move in. And now he looks to just link this one right through. It's the dot-to-dot picture he's trying to create and really complete it with a turn on the inside as he drives up into the final section. A lot of lumps to deal with, and it gets the better of him. Potentially take the lead here. He only needs a 2.84.
Yeah, well, this wave, it's wide open for him. You can see what's ahead of him, and this is what you need on your backhand. He looks over his shoulder all the time, into the lip. And this one here, he can feel it. He can go more vertical in that last section. And now he's past the bowl section. He'll stick with it and milk a little bit more out of it.
Just a beautiful sight, isn't it, Owen? Just the way he links those major turns on the outside, one into the other seamlessly, Bugs. There's no double pump on that rail. He knew he had a good-looking wall. Competition is underway. Heat 1 of the round of 32 is firing up. Griffin Colapinto needs a score of 4.18. Big carve to get started. Steep section here. He kicks that tail. Great variation already displayed by this young Californian who's making his climb up the leaderboard and trying to hold off Owen Wright here, who's desperate for a big result. And two of the cleanest styles on the CT battling for a place in round 4. And what a finish there from Griffin. He needed a response. Owen had a 6.17, jumped into the lead for a moment there, but Griffin only after a 4.18. He's easily going to eclipse that and some, and charge into the lead here. Their great work being reflected over there in Portugal. But Bugs, take us through this replay, and especially the outside section here.
Well, he comes from deep, Ronnie, and he just carves into that wave. A second major manoeuvre, massive rooster tail flying over the back, and he gets a third raking cutback, and nice roundhouse there. Keeps going through the inside section, loving the flow and the connectivity of this wave. Now he comes into this really bumpy, choppy with the boils, and he finishes it beautifully, flush. And just a little bit of a minor claim there. He just not even an appeal, just an acknowledgement of a great ride. Look at this carving turn out of the lip, holds his rail right through, back transitions on the inside edge, deep bottom turn, vertical snap. Look at the rooster tail, perfectly formed, and just technique. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I love this ride. The scores come through. You've got to get the work done and the multiple manoeuvres done on the outside section. So,
and right here's an example of why the jet ski assist works so well. They're back in the lineup for another rotation, Ronnie.
And Griffin digging in on that first section. So he'll be mindful that he needs to get that work done on the outside. A little sleepier this one compared to his last ride.
Kind of similar to his first one, huh?
And he's looking over his shoulder, probably a little anxious.
Fully franked half point.
Exactly. And here's the replay of Griffin on the outside. Again, meaty first turn. Unfortunately for him, this wave flattened out early.
Yeah, flattened out, got past the bowl section, and, you know, he elected to go on this one. He wanted to keep busy. He saw the opportunity, but this one, he's looking over and goes, Uber.
He does, because he probably saw Owen hammering down the line. But I love this turn. Yeah, love the way he's digging in.
This first turn, I mean, he's surfing absolutely brilliantly. Got to love that.
That was one of those moves where he was in danger of bogging because there was a lump in the face there. And yeah. Owen on the outside now. He wants to get rid of this 3.67. He actually needs a 6.18 to get into the lead. Just over 4 minutes to go as he finds a nice little steeper little pocket there to lay into, and still looking for more on the inside, loading up. Patience is key. You want to time this last hit perfectly, and he throws his hands down. A really close heat unfolding here, and one thing I think you've got to remember when you compare their top scoring rides is Owen's probably almost a foot taller than Griffin, so you know the perception that he's on a much bigger set is only maybe in the surface stature.
But this Owen Wright, we didn't see the beginning, Ronnie, and that first turn, slick first turn, gets the backhand going. Wow, he wound into this is where we picked it up on the live ride.
Yeah, that's right, and you know, I think that's the reason for the fist pump from Owen. He's so desperate for a big heat win here, and he's got his hands full because Griffin's on as well. Griffin's wave didn't pan out like this one though, did it? No,
well, he got those two amazing backhand turns on the outside, really crisp, and this finish here, you know, I still think
time winding down, 5 seconds remaining. Bugs has moved to the edge of his seat. Griffin's got his opportunity at a 7.01. Has to rip into these first two turns. It's a little slow to start off, but it stands up now, and he throws everything at it. He had to. It was really the only one steep section on this wave.